Hello, John here again. Right, it's the following day. I had decided to sleep on it, so we're going to now today we're going to replace the capacitors. Now, I bought this kit from Retro Clinic, and in his kit he provides you with the 3 capacitors that you need to replace. So they're the 3, and a step-by-step guide on how to do it. So here we are, the BBC Model B, and he tells you exactly what to do. Take the power supply out, and then explains what you need to do on the PCB. So what we're going to do now is we're going to change the capacitors one at a time. So I'm going to change them one at a time just to do it, and I'll move this instruction out of the way so I can see. But they're the 3 capacitors. So we have 2 AC ones and a DC capacitor, and hopefully this should go quite swimmingly. The soldering irons warmed up. I brought some proper tools because when I looked at the video like I did last night, I was thinking, yeah, I should have had the proper tools. So I've got all the tools that I need, and we'll just go away and sort this out. So the first one we're going to do the big one, and especially in this one, that one there. So it's going to be that one there. We're going to do that one first because that's the one that's broke. That's the one that's popped. So we need to just identify the connection points for that one. Now, from there, let's turn this around so I can see. From there is no connections from the outside in line with it. So if we follow it, the connections, it's going to be that one and that one. Yep. So it's going to be these 2 connections here. So what we need to do is desolder them and get it done. So I've got the desolder pump, and what it does, it just creates a vacuum. When you push it in, like so, press the button, creates a vacuum just here at the nozzle, sucks the molten solder up into the tube. Alright, so what we're going to do is, I'm not a very good solder person, so my father always taught me soldering iron on first, get it to be nice and wet, then bingo, push the solder out. There we go. That looks like that one's done. Soldering iron first, just wait, make the solder wet and suck it up. Now the pump has got blocked, so what we do is unscrew it. If I can unscrew it, hang on, there we go. Unscrew it, and you'll see all the solders come in, and what's happened is the solders got round the central thing, and you just get a screwdriver, knock it off, there you go, and it comes off. Put the spring back in and re-screw it back up. So I'll just screw it back up. Make sure it's screwed in right, because it's got to create a vacuum. Test it. Yep, that's done it. Right, so what we need to do now is just see if these have moved. Because if these pins are moving, which they're not yet, so there's still some solder on there. So just do a little bit See if we can get the remainder up. In fact, I'm going to see if I can move the pin. There we go. That's the pin moving on that one. There we go. So hopefully the pin will move on that one, which it is. Now that one's moving down. That one's moving down. There we go. So hopefully that should have done it. So hopefully we can push that through. That's one end. That's the other end. It's certainly coming up. Will it come out? A little bit of encouragement from the screwdriver. I think that's free now. Yeah, it looks it. It's just a case of getting it out. There we go. And there you go, that's what's happened to the capacitor. Let's bring it in there. See? It's completely popped. So so that's the one of the capacitors we're going to change. Now my father, who's an electrician, tells me that these square capacitors are AC ones. So it doesn't matter which way they go round, as long as you make sure that they're the same ones. So these are yeah, they look like the same ones. That's the smaller one. And we are dumping in the 100 microfarad. Yeah, that's the 100 microfarad. So is that 100 microfarad? Or is that the 100 microfarad? Let's get them all out. Let's have a look. Right, that's the 10. That's the 10 microfarad. So this must be the 100 one. And then we just put it back in. So, and it was the, well, the two holes on the same circuit board, so should be able to just drop it straight in, make it go through the holes. There we go. Push it down, and then just widen the legs out a little bit, which stops the capacitor dropping back down. So when we put it down, we can then solder it back together. So always clean your solder head. And then my father told me it's soldering iron, solder, solder, soldering iron. So put the soldering iron on first, then the solder, and pull the solder away, then soldering iron. And do it this side. Soldering iron first, solder, solder away, soldering iron. There you go. So that's the first one done, and then it's just a case of cutting the excess off. So cut that off, cut that off, there we go. Turn over, let's just have a look, there you go, and that's the first one on. So that's the first capacitor on there. So the next one is this one. So this one's going to be a little bit more tricky because we've got to work out where it is, but there's one leg there, which is that one there, and I bet the other one is that one there in line. So we're talking, where's my screwdriver? So we're talking this one here and this one there. Okay, so let's desolder it. Just make sure, so it's this one and that one. So soldering iron on first, make it go sold, suck it up. Solder's still on the spine, so we'll just give it a quick scratch. There we go. To the next one, which is that one there. Bit more on that one. Oops. There we go, got rid of the solder on that. Bit more on that one. Bit more on that one. Right, let's see if we can push these down. There's one. There's two. There we go. So we should be able to pick this one off. There it goes. So that's the second one. Well, that looks okay, but 30-year-old computers will replace it anyway. So this is the new one. Still an AC capacitor, so it can go in anyway. So we'll try and put it in the holes. Bit more tricky this one. There we go. So it's in there. If I might have to just bend the pins a little, just give it a bit of a bend that way, bit of a bend this way. There we go, that's held it in place. So same thing again, soldering iron, solder, solder away, soldering iron away, soldering iron, solder, soldering iron, solder away, soldering iron away. There we go. That might just need a bit more. That looks better. And then trim off the excess. So there's not much excess on that. That one, and that one. So that's 2 out of 3. So now we've got to do this one. Now the difference within that one is, so that one is that one there. That's the one we've got to mess around with. And the difference between that is that it's got a negative band. Now, as you can see, The negative is the strip, and the strip is pointing this way towards these two capacitors. So that's what we need to keep remembered, is the negative strip is pointing to the two capacitors. Now the problem with this, we need to find where that capacitor is in terms of all these points. There we go. So what have I desoldered? There we go. So that one, and I can solder them back together. So pull that down because they were together. There we go. So where's the other capacitor gone? So the negative was pointing towards the two capacitors. So put that one in. Put that one in. Like so. Bend them out just slightly, keep them in place. And then just solder them back in. So soldering iron on, solder in, soldering iron off. Sorted. And then just snip the excess off. Then that should be it. So everything looks as it should. We have now 3 new capacitors. So we've got one there, one there, and one there. Right, the next video is putting everything back together. I'll see you in a bit. I'd like to thank all the patrons that are contributing to my channel. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. Thank you very much.